You won't believe it. 2 photos, 1 rotten black tooth, and a test tube full of blood. It's like a scene straight out of a horror movie. Suddenly, Liuying roared like a startled deer, seeing through Xiaomei's secret moves. She scolded Xiaomei to put things back, and Xiaomei, guilty, fled to her room like a fugitive. She turned off the living room lights. A blind person needs no bright lights. In darkness, Liuying danced gracefully to the table, arms outstretched. Driven by nature's call, Xiaomei came downstairs again, only to find Liuying peacefully napping at the dining table. Such a sweet dream. Upon seeing this, Xiaomei let out a sigh of relief and walked into the bathroom, thinking, "Looks like I really didn't run into any ghosts." After 150 seconds, Xiaomei's imagined Liuying at the door didn't appear. She was relieved. Unbelievable. She turned in the warehouse, found camera to view the good old days video. Sweet moments of the pair flashed on screen, yet her mind wandered amid the engine roar. When she finally calmed down to watch the video, a ghostly pale face appeared, and Xiaomei jumped in fright. So she threw the camera away, and then a shadow appeared in a flash, shouting, "Run!" Xiaomei hurriedly sprinted downstairs. She thought to herself, was that all a hallucination? Until a series of hurried footsteps rocked her reality, confirming that she wasn't dreaming. Grabbing a dagger for protection, she tried to wake the sleeping Liuying, when suddenly the wooden box behind her made a noise, and Xiaomei trembled as if she was electrocuted. She thought facing the fear was the cure, and she mustered all her strength to open the box, only to find the long-lost car keys she'd been searching high and low for. The fear of the unknown made her mind go blank until the room's lights went out again and a floating head emerged from the darkness, prompting Xiaomei to remember it was time to escape. She fled the creepy villa at top speed, as if chased by ghosts. Soon, the handsome Xiao Shu returned from work. Seeing the open door, Xiao Shu felt uneasy, thinking, "Am I back at a horror movie scene?" He pulled out an oil lamp from the trunk and walked into the room. The moment he saw the wooden sculpture at the dining table, he thought, "This is not good." He dashed to the second-floor bedroom, but it was still empty. Then he headed to the top-floor warehouse, wondering, if this is a trap, then I've just fallen for it. Subtitles: He found Liuying curled up, like a frightened creature. Xiao Shu asked about Xiaomei's whereabouts. Liuying said she was safe. Big sister just scared her away. But ignoring Liuying's nonsense, Xiao Shu immediately asked her why she said a colleague from the hospital killed. Liuying firmly replied, "It was a nurse named Ivan." Xiao Shu repeated, "The one-eyed person killed the wife." But Liuying cried out, "The one-eye was actually here to save me, and I accidentally dragged her off the bed and popped her head." Xiao Shu retorted, "Ivan never even saw his wife. Why would he kill her?" Liuying spilled everything she saw in one glance. Turns out the nurse killed the sister because Xiao Shu found a new love, and the hilarious part, Xiaomei popped up in his life. If the wife were to find out about Xiaomei's existence, her newly purchased house would be at risk. Thus killing her would be the most intelligent solution. The murder plot talk was overheard by the one-eyed in the bathroom, prompting her to appear at her sister's door at midnight to prove innocence. Xiao Shu suggested calling the detective on the wife's case, while Liuying clumsily tried to relay earlier statements. She thought to herself, "Let's see how the detective reacts," but Xiao Shu didn't save her number, and ultimately decided to leave the phone here and contact the officer from the office instead. Before leaving, Xiao Shu repeatedly said, "Answer if the phone rings." Soon, the phone in the villa buzzed, and Liuying stood up. The floor had vanished. The caller wasn't the detective, but Xiao Shu. When Liuying sensed danger, she seemed to have foreseen the seriousness of the situation, her gaze firming up as she bravely stepped into the trap set for her by Xiao Shu. On the other hand, a content Xiao Shu found the nurse and, like a detective, asked, "Did you tell anyone?" Despite the nurse's repeated denials, trouble arose. The scene cuts to a car entering the villa. The nurse is ordered to clean up. Entering, she saw the eerie wood carving on the table and Liuying, barely alive, nearby, utterly stunned. Xiao Shu received a timely call from the nurse, learning that everything was going smoothly, and he sighed in relief, feeling like he had solved a major problem. Just as the nurse continued staring at the sculpture downstairs, Liuying struggled to raise her right hand, mumbling, "We're in contact." Then, she seemed to clutch something mysterious to her chest, but the nurse about to leave suddenly felt amiss after 3 p.m. Suddenly, she noticed that the wooden sculpture downstairs seemed to have shifted positions. She looked at Liuying, who was still lying there, thinking, "Am I hallucinating?" When she carefully descended to the first floor, the dining table's wood carving was gone. Turn and see. The nurse spotted an unusual figure in the shadowy corner. The eerie wooden carving moved under her flashlight. The nurse was so scared that she collapsed on the floor, scrambling to crawl upstairs while the wooden sculpture pursued her relentlessly. Fighting for survival, she was trapped in the top-floor warehouse, with the sculpture closing in. With nowhere to escape, she stared at the approaching wooden sculpture, gritted her teeth and jumped from the top, but landed and broke her right leg. The wooden sculpture swiftly walked down the stairs, grabbing her head with a firm grip, while the nurse's legs just wouldn't cooperate. She wanted to flee, but at that moment, Liuying lost strength, her vision hazy, and what she had fought for years seemed to smile until she couldn't breathe. The puppet froze, and as the scene shifted, the nurse awoke to sharp foot pain, seeing Xiaoshu at the bed's end. At that moment, she realized she was tied up, her heart filled with panic as Xiaoshu asked, "What happened last night?" Subtitles: the caregiver said she was attacked but couldn't identify the attacker. Xiaoshu sneered, "Liuying gave you a strange wooden figurine. Last night, when she woke up, she told the nurse a wooden figure came to life and attacked her." Xiaoshu said, "That's just a madman's nonsense." But the nurse firmly insisted, "This is all real. Please leave me a number, I need to go live with this."